Alright, now this Sunday you all have an essay due, which is our first essay, and the task is to write about either Young Goodman Brown or the miseducation of the Negro. So we see here the actual assignment, and we see our topic questions. And basically, since this is a definition essay, what we're trying to get you to do is discuss the literary elements that correlate with the story of Young Goodman Brown. And some of the questions I've pretty much given you different elements that you could use. The question that refers to the miseducation of the Negro just asks that you discuss what it means to be a Negro in an educated society, and also you might want to be able to define the Negro mentality. But nevertheless, I didn't want to leave you guys in the cold, so what I did was I got some of my old essays from my other courses to where I could help you all see decent work as well as bad work. So let's do that. Let's just go to an essay, and I'm gonna blow it up here so y'all can see some of the things that we're asking you to do. Alright, now here you can see this person doing an introduction. I like this paper because the thesis statement pretty much lays everything out, and you see it highlighted here. It says all of these literary elements help to further convey and shape the story in its entirety. So basically, they tell you what the literary elements are, and then the thesis says that those literary elements help to further convey and shape, meaning these items, allegory, symbolism, and metaphor, shape the story. So when I know that you're using these words, I know that you're not about to give me what we call a plot summary. Now, be careful with the term plot summary, because a plot summary is just you telling me the story all over again, and that's not what we're looking to do. What we really want to do is just try to discuss the element and then use a portion of the story to explain the point that you're trying to make. Do not, I repeat, do not try to tell me the entire story as it took place, because we've read the story, so we should know that. I want you to get into more intricate details. So let's just see how they develop the essay. Check that out. Okay, so you see here that they came with allegory. So in the first paragraph, they begin to discuss the term allegory. Okay. Here they made a small error, being excessive, when they said the main prevalent literary element. Key word there would just be prevalent. Prevalent would be fine. But what I do like about it is they develop the idea. Allegory, they tell me what the allegory is. They define the allegory, and then they give an example from the text to show where the allegory is set up. Now, of course, I asked them to separate the ideas, but here you can see in their example, they didn't just tell me the entire story. And that's really what I want you to pay attention to, that they didn't tell me the entire story, they just discussed a particular aspect of the story. So let's make sure that we do that. And like I say, you can click back to these papers at any time. They'll be available for your viewing convenience. But let's go to another essay. Okay. Now, here we have another essay that I was somewhat fond of, and I made some corrections or whatnot. But at the same time, I made these corrections, and I want you to see these corrections because these are some of the errors that we typically make. But I do want you to see how this person developed the idea. Notice the errors so you don't make the errors, but at the same time notice the things that I like. And here once again they started with allegory. She defined it first, and then she kind of developed the idea about the allegory, and then boom, she gets into the entire, or gets into the point of what she's trying to express when it comes to the allegory. So she didn't just tell me about the entire story. She developed the idea by using an aspect of the story. So make sure you get in and notice that, and notice how this student is writing. Not that you would, of course you don't want to steal the individual's work, but you kind of want to mimic the format, meaning that you want to set it up, define it, provide an example from the text, and then close the idea out. Okay? And like I said, that's available for you. And like I said, I marked this paper up pretty bad, but that's just to show you the things that we don't want you to do. At the same time, I have another essay up here that's one that I was not too fond of, but it just shows you the wrong things that that some students may do, or what I do not want you all to do. So there you have it. I know each example deals with young Goodman Brown and not the miseducation of the Negro, but we're not trying to show you both essays. We want to show you one essay so you can just understand the format and you won't get lost. Okay? Now those essays are due Sunday at 9 o'clock. You want to try to put forth a diligent effort. Make sure those papers are double spaced and typed in a Times New Roman or Courier New style. The font needs to be 12 inches. Please make sure that the formatting, meaning that you're indenting every paragraph and you're not putting triple and double spaces in between paragraphs. Make sure you're not creating formatting errors, because your papers will be returned if they're not formatted properly. Of course, if there's any questions, just make sure you shoot me a text. And like I said, the resources, the new papers and the good papers and the bad paper are available for you. Log in. Let's get it. Sorry.